All right, we are live. Welcome back, everyone. J-Bone here for Smash This Podcast. Whew. Got me some goosebumps after that episode. Let me tell you, man. We're going to get into some AEW Dynamite. For the 13th of November this evening, this is episode, you know what episode is this? This is episode number, is this 6? A quick look. I don't remember. What episode is this? We're going to quick look because I can't freaking remember. 6 or 7. This is 7. There we go. It is episode number 7. Styles is in the chat. Critical Sting is in the chat. Can we agree Jericho has one of the top 5 themes in wrestling right now? Yes. Absolutely. Absolutely. For the fact that it's his own band makes it even better. Yes, and he does have a solid band. Yeah. You guys seen him live? I have not seen him live yet. I've heard Chris Jericho lip syncs during his concerts. A lot of people do. Anyways. So, and while I'm going over this episode of AEW Dynamite, let me know your thoughts in the chat as well. And we'll throw them up here on the old duck screen here, powered by StreamYard. Don't forget to smash that like button, smash that sub button if you're digging the content, and ring that bell for notifications so that you know when more of my content hits your screen. All right, so this is all fallout from Full Gear this past weekend. All right, and right before we jump into this, I want to remind you guys, the link is in the description. At least it should be. Let me double check. Yes. The link is in the description. Go check out that link. Go smash this podcast some support. We are nominated, folks, for Best Solo Pro Wrestling Podcast hosted by the Wrestle Hub. So if you want to help this little old podcast from little old me, little old J-Bone, get some notoriety, voting is open until, I believe, the 24th. So right before Thanksgiving. Double check. All the information is at the social medias of the Wrestle Hub. I know Ant, the Rant, I believe his podcast is called now. The Rant has been sharing all the info as well. So head on down. Don't do it now. Do it later. Only takes a minute. Go to Best Solo, first category, and vote for Smash This Podcast. Would be greatly appreciated. I'm up against a guy that's on this show, believe it or not. Ain't that some shit? Ain't that some shit? And we're going to be talking about him. How am I supposed to feel about that? I don't know. How am I supposed to feel about that? No, we love Jericho here on Smash This Podcast. He is Le Champion. Drinking a little bit of the bubble. I ain't got any bubbles in anything tonight. I got boring old drinking water. Anyway. Send some bubbly over to Smash This Podcast. All right, let's get into this. Starts out with a promo showing Kenny Omega not looking too hot. Oh my God, he is looking rough. He is looking rougher than shit, let me tell you. And so I don't think we got an official diagnosis, but they basically told him to take the week off. Take the week off. Get checked next week. Smart business. Saw a few of the people getting, reported on, like Cody saying that he was not cleared to compete. But we'll get to that in a little bit. Eric, what is up? Glad you could make it. Don't forget to smash that like button. All right. So Kenny's not cleared, and he's looking rough. And, I don't know when he's going to come back. Be interesting to see. What? Critical Stick turning Kenny into Jun Kasai. I don't know what that is. I'll take your word for it, though. Wish this thing would speed up. My goodness. It's like a minute later waiting for the comments to show up on here. Unbelievable. Look him up. I will. Thank you. Jun Kasai. I'm assuming it's someone that got their ass handed to him. All right. Next, we got Mox. Mox, however, here we go. 5 minutes later. That's jeez Louise. Come on. Come on, Duck. Where are you? Come on. Come on, Duck. Get a little rev in it. All right. Mox is fired up. Mox is cleared. He came out on top of this. And while I'm talking about this, I'll give my thoughts here and there about Full Gear. It took me, over the course of doing stuff around the house here and taking care of family business, it took me over the course of a few days to actually watch Full Gear. I could not watch it live. So I didn't feel comfortable doing just a full-blown review on it. So I was like, all right, well, I'll just touch on it while I'm doing this. The Dynamite, we'll call it Full Gear Fallout. And that's exactly what it is. I know a lot of people said that the match between Mox and Kenny was way too much. Was like way over the top. And I want to hear your opinions on this too as I'm going through this. I personally feel it was very extreme. I did love the match though. Were they doing some stuff for the sake of just being over the top? Yeah, like the barbed wire, the bed of barbed wire. But I'd read somewhere that this was a request of Moxley. He wanted this hardcore match with Kenny. And I could not picture Kenny Omega doing an unsanctioned match. We know Kenny Omega as, what do they call him? The match... The match guy, the match whatever, the best match dude. What do they call him? They call him something. Best. There we go. Best bout machine. Thank you, Critical Sting. See, I love these guys. This is why I'm glad when you guys show up, because I forget little shit and you guys fill in the blanks. And of course, my StreamYard is Just slow as hell tonight. Critical Sting says, I like the match, but I don't think the feud needed it yet. Yeah, I hear you. I mean, it was a really extreme exclamation point to the feud. I hear you. Yeah, like I said, some people thought it was like extreme for the sake of being extreme. But you know what? Think about it. Look at what Mox, put yourself in Mox's shoes, okay? There we go. Best belt machine, Kenny Omega. Put yourself in Mox's shoes. The guy's been just pinned down for years, and he's been dying to do something crazy like this. And I'm assuming he just wanted to get this out of his system. So, is Mox going to do this all the time? No, he's not. Dino, this Dean. Did I say Dean? Mox has been just, there we go. Paul Nelson. Good evening, Paulie. How you doing? Damn good show. Are you talking about Full Gear, or are you talking about me? No, I'm kidding. I know you're talking about Full Gear. Mox just had an itch, and he had to scratch it. And the company let him. Was it weird having Kenny in this kind of match? Yeah, I've never seen Kenny like this. I think that was one of the biggest shocking points of this match, was seeing Kenny, the show tonight. There you go. It was. And we're going to talk all about it. Seeing him transition from like matches, like, he's known for his hour-long matches with Okada and all that kind of crazy New Japan best bout machine stuff. Now give it a 180, throw a wild hair up his ass, and give him some barbed wire, and that's what you got at Full Gear. And it was crazy. And I don't think I'm the only one that noticed that, is that Kenny Omega really, I mean, you look at his eyes and the look on his face throughout a majority of this match when he was, searching for weapons, and he had that crazy ass look on his face. I was a little taken back. I was like, oh my God, what is up with Kenny Omega? It was a little freaky, We're used to a squeaky clean, conservative sounding Kenny Omega. And now he's wielding chairs and tables and barbed wire. Oh my, it was, man, it was a hell of a main event. I liked it. Was it batshit crazy? Yes, absolutely. Are we going to see this all the time in AEW? No, I highly doubt it. It's not Tony Khan's cup of tea. He loved ECW back in the day. That's been well documented. But he has a great appreciation, I think, for what Mox wanted to do. And wanted to give him the freedom to do that on a grand friggin' stage. So, it is what it is, I think, I'm sure we're going to see some more of it down the road, but not as crazy, Depends on who gets in the ring with him, I think. And we'll talk about that a little later. So Mox is in the ring with Michael Nakazawa. Yeah, it's close. Pretty much a squash match, few moves here, boom, DDT, he's done. Mox wins. Not too much to talk about there. But Mox sarcastically says on the mic after getting this quick win, says, "So does that one count?" Put a win in the books for Mox, folks. Put a win in the books. So, some Zona 23 type shit. Zone 23 is crazy ass deathmatch lucha, by the way. Okay, thank you, because I didn't know what that was. I didn't want to assume, but I kind of thought it might be some kind of hardcore something. Okay, I'll look that up too. So I got a couple things to look up. One, what is it? Jun Kasai, whatever, however you pronounce it. I'm probably murdering that. I apologize. And then Zone 23. All right. Because, deathmatch stuff is not my cup of tea. Do I enjoy watching it once in a while just to see who's in it and see how the crowd reacts and everything? Sure. But do I want a regular dose of it? No, I don't think any of these fans want a regular dose of it. But there are fans that came over from CZW that want to see Mox do this shit, that want to see Darby Allin do this shit. Oh, I gave it away. That want to see Joey Janela do this shit. Jimmy Havoc. They're pulling fans from all angles of pro wrestling fandom. You're going to get some hardcore ECW, CZW fans watching this kind of stuff. You're going to want the ones that want damn good tag team wrestling. And this episode was full of it. We'll get into it. So Mox cuts a promo then. Basically lays out an open challenge to paraphrase it and sum it up in a nice little, put a little bow on it. An open challenge saying nobody can frickin' beat him, basically. Mox is going to be on quite the tirade. I mean, let's not kid ourselves here. He's playing the heel. But he's more of a Stone Cold Steve Austin kind of heel. The fans love Mox because they're happy he's in AEW. But if you look at the shit he's doing and the way he's talking to the crowd, pretty heelish. I don't mind, though. I ain't going to boo him. I don't think anybody's going to boo him. You going to boo him? I ain't going to boo him. Paul Nelson says, I enjoyed the backstage fight between LAX and Young Bucks. Yeah, we'll get to that. That was a lot of fun. Tiny bit of comedy thrown in there. And I think it's setting the next stage for the next big tag team feud coming up. Hold on to your butts, folks. If you like tag team wrestling, keep watching. All right, next we got, speaking of tag team wrestling, Whammo. We got the Dark Order versus Jurassic Express. Stu Grayson and Evil Uno. Still learning about this team. I'm digging them, though. Good heels. Jurassic Express consisting of Marco Stunt and Jungle Boy. And as I was watching this and I was kind of setting up the show for, well, right now, but at the time, later in the evening, I quick jumped over to social media as I'm watching two screens here. And someone on the social media is not going to call out any names. I'm not that evil. Or am I? Someone said, oof, the crowd is dead. The crowd is dead. Now, granted, the entrance music is loud. So you might not get that big of a pop, depending on who it is, all the time for people that are coming out. And this is like, the first, what is probably going to be the lengthiest match of the show so far. You know, Mox and Nakazawa lasted about a minute, if that. You know, you're getting into some good tag team wrestling here, some good action. These guys can move these guys can do some shit. The crowd's not going to blow their load all in one spot with Mox, for crying out loud. I don't get some fans. It's like, man, you watch 2 seconds of the show and you're going to say the crowd is dead? The crowd was nothing like dead. It was not dead at all. Listen to this match and the crowd was either on their feet or loud as hell through a majority of it. Maybe not as loud. See, I think Marco's stunt. I'm not going to knock Marco's stunt here. Okay. It's just constructive criticism. I love Marco's stunt. Okay. Me personally, I love, I love Marco's stunt. But I get when fans are talking about Marco's stunt and he's not their cup of tea. I get that. Kids got to grow on you. But if you keep watching, you'll understand why fans that do love him, love him. Once again, that poor bastard gets set up by Huda. Right? I hope they pay him just a little extra money. You know, whoever these local kids are or whoever these guys are. Critical Sting also says, people think just because there isn't 24/7, this is awesome chance and such, the crowd is dead. The people that come to these shows, let's not kid ourselves. The people that come to these AEW shows, they are hungry wrestling fans. They are desperate wrestling fans. They are not coming to AEW shows to chant boring, boring. They want good tag team wrestling. They're getting it. They want good women's action. They're getting it. They're getting fresh faces all the time. Boom, tonight, they got it. They're building up characters. They're telling stories. Boom, 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 boom. They're getting all that. And as you can see, folks, it's not that hard. Now, like, this is still the honeymoon period. We're a whole whopping 7 episodes in. Couple pay-per-views under their belts. You know? If you're not sold on it immediately, I get it. I get it. A lot of these faces are new. If you're not keeping track of the indies and you're just focused on NXT and WWE and you watch the social medias and that's all you do, you're not going to see a lot of these faces. I get that. But if you keep tuning in and pay attention, and then I mean pay attention, not like every 2 seconds, pay attention to the damn show, you'll get it. Patience. These episodes are built on excitement and a little bit of patience. So if you're not getting everything on the show, just wait. Don't be like, it's not my cup of tea. No. Keep watching. You'll get it. Trust me. Tell them J-Bone sent you. I will not steer you wrong. So this Dark Order versus Jurassic Express, man, this was a damn good match. And they really beat the shit out of Marco Stunt here. This poor... you talk about the poor bastard that Evil Uno sits on. Dear God, Marco Stunt is the poor bastard in this match. He really gets ragdolled for he gets ragdolled around a while here in this match. Jungle Boy though really did come through here, and they make a good team, you know, and the crowd. The crowd was into it too. Don't believe the social media. The crowd was into it. I was really paying attention to the crowd in this one. But Dark Order gets the win here. And then something very interesting happens. Was not expecting this. See, this is what I'm talking about, storytelling. Put stuff in your head that you're not expecting. Marco Stunt is sitting there, took the loss. Stu Grayson, all of his minions, and Evil Uno sitting in the ring, gets on the microphone. And he's like basically putting over Marco Stunt. And understands that, he's, getting bullied and all this kind of stuff. And Evil Uno then says, we can change that for you. We can make you feel special. We can make you feel important if you join us, and holds up a minion mask similar to his own. Very interesting. Did not see this coming at all. What's even more interesting is the look on Marco's face. Was like, he was shocked, and he was taking it in too. Jungle Book immediately gets in the ring, poo-poos all this, kind of shakes him up like, hey, no, we're not doing this. I don't think so. Evil Uno is like, all right, well, I respect your response to this. I respect your answer. But now we're going to friggin' kill you. And they did. And man, did they kill him. They just, the whole crew and all the minions just worked over Jurassic Express totally. Just had a total beatdown. And then the Jurassic Express music kicks in again. It's like, well, why is that playing? That doesn't make any sense. They're getting beat down. Luchasaurus is back, folks. Luchasaurus is back. Tremendous. Great to see him back. Kicks everyone's ass in the Dark Order and puts some moves out there that he's healthy again. Man, the athleticism of this big guy. Thanks to Mr. Johnny, Johnny, wherever he shows up, really helped in the training and of this guy, Luchasaurus. He's really something. Jai Marshall, welcome to the chat here. Says, I went. It's in Nashville. Good to know. Good to know. So, and hey, stick around and let us know what else you thought of the show as well. Different moments that we're talking about here. So Luchasaurus is back. He embraces his guys. So Jurassic Express is back together, tighter than ever. Tighter than, are they though? I got a feeling this conversation isn't done yet. I got a feeling it's not done yet. We're going to have to wait and see what happens with Marco Stunt and the Dark Order. And, and maybe this is it. But the fact that they're recruiting is very interesting. They're trying to grow their numbers. Elijah Washington, what is up? Juventud Guerrera confirmed to AEW. Wardlow and MJF as a tag team. I like that. And Sky Pin Le Champion. Wow, this was shocking. And Moxley versus Darby Allin. All in. I'm ready. Elijah is obviously very fired up. He's so excited. Look at the emoji. Look at the emojis right here. Look at this. He's all fired up. He's even crying. Look at that. Crazy. He goes on to say, Battle Royal next week. Yeah, what's up with that Battle Royal? They went over that real quick. That's the one thing I did not take notes on. Something about getting a diamond encrusted AEW ring? Very interesting. 12-man Battle Royal. So it's almost like having another championship. So, like, the winner gets to wear this ring. Is this something that's going to get defended over and over again throughout the year, here and there on these episodes? Like, only on Dynamite and not on the pay-per-views, maybe. Because people keep begging for a mid-card title. But look, this is a brand new company, folks. Let's not inject 20,000 championships into this brand in its inception. Let's do the tag teams. Let's do the championship. Let's do the women's world championship, and let's pump the brakes. Let's build these characters. Let's build some feuds. Then maybe somewhere down the road. Oh, are you serious? Blue Mini returns. Oh my goodness. But yeah, speaking of Blue Mini, let me know who you think is going to be in this 12-man battle royal next week. Probably first one out there is going to be Nakazawa, maybe. I don't know. They're going to throw some mid-card guys out there. Who knows? Or maybe Wardlow will debut in this match and destroy everyone. And then he'll give the ring to MJF. And then he'll always come out and he'll kiss the ring of MJF. How's that? I like that. Tommy Dreamer, there you go. He's all over the place. Some returns, maybe. Gotta be Hornswoggle, right? Can it be Hornswoggle if he's under the ring and he starts down there? I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. All right. Next, we got... Oh, gosh. I scribbled out a bunch of shit. I thought it was a tag team match, and then I thought it was a one-on-one, and it wasn't. Okay, so we got Shawn Spears versus Peter Avalon, the librarian, versus Darby Allin, with a run-in interference from Joey Janela. Now, a triple threat is no DQ, in a sense, right? No DQ. So if someone shows up and does something, they're not going to stop the match, unless someone takes out everyone, and it's a ref stoppage, I guess. But Joey Janela shows up and attacks Shawn Spears, and they kind of brawl over the barrier to the back. So Shawn Spears is out of here. That leaves Peter Avalon versus Darby Allin. Well, pretty much immediately I, did one of these to the librarian. Darby Allin showing no mercy here. Man, I just love Darby Allin. He is quickly becoming, dare I say, a fan favorite. Jason Cade. Yes, Jason Cade was on Being the Elite backstage. He was in a segment with Leva Bates, I believe. Oh my God, are the librarians going to grow in numbers? Oh boy, that scares me. Darby Allin, new age of Raven. I see the similarities. There's hardcore similarities. The don't care, the ruthless, excuse me, not ruthless. The rebelliousness. I can see it. So Darby Allin makes short work of Peter Avalon here. Coffin drop. Boom. 1, 2, 3. Darby Allin then grabs a microphone. Short but sweet. Darby Allin accepts Mox's challenge. And management immediately makes the match for next week. Folks, you do not want to miss this one. Darby Allin versus Mox. Oh, shit. I just felt a twinge in my back thinking about how crazy this match is going to be. I don't want it to be like a death match. I don't mind if they get a little hardcore. But these guys are going to scrap, man. These guys are absolutely going to freaking scrap. So yes, next week it is official. Then we have Danny, I believe, what was her name? Danny Jordan versus Nyla Rose. And Danny Jordan just did not look well here. Did I miss something here? No, I did not. Looking for, there it is. I didn't want to skip something. they better do a no DQ. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Or Extreme Rules match. Yeah, I don't know. Excuse me. Critical Stink says, I can't be the only one who can't remember why Joey Janela and Spears are fighting. It was a backstage segment. They were like crossing each other's paths, and Joey Janela did something crazy, like he dropped a cigarette in Tully Blanchard's coffee or something. That's where it started. It was something goofy like that. And then right before the pay-per-view, on an episode of Dark, which is why you got to watch the Dark episodes, because they slip in little things here and there that tie into the rivalries going throughout the company. That's why you got to watch Dark. But then Shawn Spears and Tully Blanchard held Janela down, and they were pulling out his tongue with a pliers. I mean, it looked really sick when they were doing it. It looked horrible. It made me cringe. I was like, oh my God. But yeah, so yeah, it was backstage shenanigans that turned into a I'm gonna destroy you feud. Joey Janela just needs a quick drinking White Claws backstage. I think that's what it is. Totally missed that segment. Go back and watch it. Different AEWs, new inventories. I will complain. WWE's been in the business for a long time. AEW is new and learning. Yeah, they're trying like hell not to be a cookie cutter of WWE. They're trying to do different things, and I think they're doing it well. Critical Sting says I can't add AEW Dark to my weekly schedule. I hear you. I mean, if you watch too much stuff, you're too busy. I get it. But hey, it's on YouTube. So if all you do is, catch a match here and there, there you go. So we move on. Okay, so Nyla Rose destroys Danny Jordan. Next, we get a medical update on Dustin Rhodes. He should be back in about a month. His arm is healing up. It was a fracture, not a clean break, I guess, or something like that. J-Bone, think about cookies. You can't need salad. What? Now I want a salad. Taco salad. Ooh, taco salad from Taco Bell. Wait, do they have taco salads? I don't think they do. All right. Next, we got Tony Schiavone on the ramp. Tony Schiavone? Oh, my dear Lord. Tony Schiavone with Allie. That was like a weird. Just water, folks. I swear to God. Tony Schiavone. There we go. With Allie. Talking about the rankings. That's good, but no. And Allie is, they mentioned that she is number 4 and quickly rising up the charts and the rankings in AEW. And then they mentioned where you can see it every Friday, and I missed it. If someone caught it, please let me know on social media or send me a link or whatever, because I didn't catch it. I thought it was on the website. I tried looking on on allelitewrestling.com. I did not see it on there. So if you remember where they put it, let me know. Maybe it's just on Twitter and I missed it. I don't know. But Tony's talking to Allie, and then all of a sudden the lights go out. But right before the lights go out, we see a very familiar, creepy entrance screens in the background. The candles, we know who the candles is. Ooh. It's Brandy, bitch. Boom, lights go out. Awesome Kong appears on the ramp with Brandy Rhodes and makes her way down to the ring and just destroys Allie. it's so goofy. It's Sting. No, it's not Sting. It's La Parka. No, it's not La Parka. What the hell are you watching, man? Quit watching the network while you're watching this. No kidding. No, that's classic stuff. I know what you're saying. So then, Awesome Kong destroys Allie and then takes another trophy of her hair. What a sick, twisted woman. I like this, though. I like this. This is building characters. We're getting Kong on a regular basis now. And I don't need to see Kong in a match all the time. She can just destroy bitches for like a straight month and then someone come out and be brave enough to be like, no, you and I in the ring, enough of this hair shit, something like that. So it'll happen. Maybe we'll get the return of Aja Kong, or maybe Nyla Rose will step up to her. Maybe Nyla Rose will actually become a babyface and step up to Awesome Kong. Or they'll save that one for a pay-per-view down the road. Who knows? So then we got Chris Jericho. Oh, God. Critical Sting, you're horrible. They're making a wig. For who? For me? It's totally me. Awesome Kong, I love your stuff. Make me a wig, bitch. So, all right, next we got Jericho in the ring. Cutting a promo, and the lights go out. He's talking about Cody. The lights go out. Oh, God. You're cruel. So cruel. So cruel. Yeah, I suppose he is losing a little on top. Nothing like me, though. He's good for a while. He should talk to Shawn Michaels. See what he does. Oh, wait. Shawn Michaels shaved his head. Never mind. So Jericho's cutting a promo, and all of a sudden the lights go out. We look towards the ramp, and what looks like the entrance of Cody. Cody's coming out to face Jericho after his beatdown from Full Gear. But no. It's MJF with the Cody entrance. The biggest heel move of the show, folks. Oh, my God. People said that Cody cut promo of the year. MJF says, hold my beer. And MJF has been, you can tell MJF has been dying to do this. He's been dying to do this. He's been playing two characters in one. He plays, the heel in public when he's talking to fans. He's treating the fans like shit. But when he's at Cody's side, they're tight. They are bros. They're broskies. Totally. So MJF makes his way down to the ring and cuts this unbelievable promo. And they're going back and forth. And it's getting kind of comical. But they could agree on one thing, that who is the biggest bitch in AEW? Cody. They say it simultaneously. Really, really cute moment. It's like, aw. 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 Are they going to be besties? Are they going to sit poolside and drink a little bubbly together? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. We'll have to wait and see. But Cody comes down to the ring. He's hurt enough. Cody comes down, attacks MJF, attacks Chris Jericho, and we get a debut of sorts in the ring. We've seen the promos. We've heard the rumors. The Beast, Wardlow, attacks and strangles Cody, hence the thumbnail. I loved that moment. Favorite moment of the show. Great debut. Reminds me of a young Batista. There's going to be comparisons. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of comparisons. Is it Warlow or Wardlow? I gotta look. You know what? We're just gonna look it up. We're gonna go to the Twitter box. There he is, Wardlow. I was right. You misspelled it. Wardlow has arrived. And that's a really different kind of name, too. I remember when I first saw the promo of that, I was like, Wardlow. It's got to kind of grow on you like Goldberg did 20 years ago. Goldberg. Give it some time. But nonetheless, Wardlow is here, strangles the life out of Cody, and he is someone just said it in the chat. I missed it. He's the new chat. Yeah, here we go. The new Jack Swagger. Yeah, I don't think he's that. You think he's more like a young Jake Hagar. Okay. More like a new age Goldberg. Yeah, I mean, I see a lot of different things in him. He dresses, like you said here. He dresses clean. Yeah. Very similar to MJF. So he's going to be, what the hell is that? I don't know. The Gucci Mane, whatever the hell that shit is. I don't know. Enzo wears that too, I think. It's a Gucci thing. I thought the Gucci was just a purse. Apparently guys wear Gucci. I'm a t-shirt and sweats guys. I don't know what the hell a Gucci Mane is. I'm too old for this shit. No clue. A Walmart guy. So, Wardlow debuts. They destroy Cody. We get the full-blown introduction of what MJF is all about. I love it. I absolutely love it. And he's got the new heater in Wardlow. Man, it's just great. So now Cody needs some muscle. Not that everybody's going to get a heater, but man, if Cody got some muscle to face off against Wardlow, who would you pick? Some debuting young Thundercat, some young some young big guy. I don't know. Who do you think? Next we get basically what is a replay. I mean, I tuned out for this a little bit. I'm not gonna lie, but man, they just put on a damn good match. I tuned out like for the first half of it, and then the second half of it, we got some replays or close to replays of what we saw at the pay-per-view, but this match was one of the best ones of the pay-per-view. Okay? It really was. I loved it. Hangman Page came out on top at Full Gear. This one, Pac came out on top. And the ending was brutal, though. Really, really brutal. He basically stomped Hangman until he was unconscious, gave him his top rope finisher, and then the brutalizer, which wasn't even necessary. He could have pinned him after all the head stomps. I mean, I'm really shocked this didn't end in ref stoppage. But a lot of the times, management gives discretion to the refs on when to stop stuff. It's not just cut and dry, boom, you did this, you're done. No, they give them a little leeway. They leave it up to the refs. And if the ref wants to let them go, then they let them go. Oh, that's interesting. That is interesting. Critical Sting says Clayton Gaines, Ohio guy. Guys, if you don't know who Clayton Gaines is, go check him out. I know exactly who that is. Very good wrestler. Young guy. Usually at the side of Ace Austin in Chicago. They got a tag team. I believe they show up together in AEW in Chicago. But Clayton Gaines has been House of Hardcore all over the place. But he's a Midwest-based guy. Great stuff. Good pick. Fax J-Bone, some North Face and basic clothes I wear only. Hey, it's all right. It's all good. You talk about that overpriced, overrated, I'll stop. Yeah, right. How about Wardlow be AEW Mason Ryan? Just saying. I think Wardlow is going to be end up being a lot better than Mason Ryan. I don't know whatever happened to Mason. I think Mason Ryan quit wrestling and did some acting. I think he went back. I think he was a UK guy, wasn't he? I think he was. I think he's going to do a lot more, though. But I did like Mason Ryan. He just, nothing really ever became of him. They gave him a chance. They tried to work with him. Oh, look at this guy. I only wear Adidas. My Adidas. That's fly. That's some fly. That's some funky fly shit right there, brother. Yeah. I can get down with that. Hell yeah. My Adidas. Eric says, yes, him and Ace Austin are a tag team in AEW. There you go. See? Backs it up. And he's from Wales. Oh, Mason Ryan? Is that who? Someplace in the UK. My geography's, I just don't know that area well. But anyways, um, but yeah, tremendous match between Pac, Hangman, stomps the hell out of him, and then the Brutalizer for the win. Um, is this going to continue the story of what's going on with Hangman Page and this thing that they're doing during being the elite? This thing that Hangman Page is kind of changing. He's not quite himself. Is this going to be the thing that puts him over the edge? Like too many stomps to the head turned him into whatever we see next, maybe? I'll have to wait and see. Storytelling. See? Storytelling. Next, we got a brawl here. I love how something's going on at the back. And I got to say, before I start talking about what was in the back, wasn't it refreshing? Wasn't it refreshing that we didn't have this going on while we were watching TV to make you want to throw up? Wasn't that actually nice? Now let me fix this. There we go. The cameraman was not having a friggin' seizure. No, you saw people brawling. It's not rocket science. The Young Bucks and PNP, Proud and Powerful, Santana and Ortiz, were brawling, continuing their feud from the pay-per-view. And so some of these stories are continuing, but this one got kind of crazy. Because then all of a sudden they're backstage and they bust open the bathroom door. And there is standing awkwardly, just against the wall, is Orange Cassidy. Everyone stops to just kind of like look at Orange Cassidy. You heard the pop from the crowd. They love Orange Cassidy. They got a laugh out of this. It was great. But then they continue. What was it? Santana slowly closes the door to the bathroom, and we're going to leave Orange Cassidy alone, whatever he's doing in there. He's sleeping. But they continue to brawl. They go to commercial, and during the commercial, it goes from backstage out into the arena, out onto the stage in front of everyone. They're still brawling. And then, they're starting to work over Nick Jackson's leg because apparently he was injured during the pay-per-view. I haven't heard any reports as far as how bad a shape he's actually in. I haven't heard anything. But they worked it over like crazy. And you know what? It reminded me. It was a throwback. Do you remember the feud between Rey Mysterio and Chavo Guerrero? And Rey Mysterio was about to go have surgery, and I think it was actually even reported this. This is back in the early days of the dirt sheets. And it's like, 20-some years ago. And they had a match either at a show or pay-per-view, and Chavo had Rey Mysterio hung upside down and was just wailing on him on a chair, and Rey was just screaming. It was hard to watch. I remember watching it live, just like, oh my God. Yep, he's done for a while. We ain't going to see him for about a year. This kind of reminded me of that. It was kind of like a throwback. Just a little bit of a throwback. There we go. That's better. I hate it when it's like off. But they're brawling. They beat the hell out of Nick Jackson's leg. Then they're working over Matt, and they put him through the stage just like they put Ricky Morton through the stage a couple weeks earlier. Crazy. Then out comes the Private Party to kind of, defend the Young Bucks. So I got a feeling this whole thing between the Young Bucks, I don't think we're going to see the Young Bucks for a while. It was nice to see him on TV. It was nice to see the brawl, but I got a feeling this might be their exit for a while. Speculation, pure speculation. Maybe they'll stay backstage for a little bit, come back in a couple months, come back in the new year, new feud, refreshed, something, maybe. Who knows? Maybe they'll be back next week. I don't know. I just got a feeling like they're not going to be around for a while. Which is going to bring this young up-and-coming tag team, the Private Party, that is quickly also becoming a fan favorite. To the public eye here. A lot of fans digging the Private Party. So I think Private Party and PMP is going to be the next big feud. I got a feeling. We'll have to wait and see. But let me know in the comments if that's something you want to see. Private Party feuding with PMP. Maybe at the next... maybe they'll slowly build that to the next pay-per-view on and off over the next several weeks. Who knows? Or just on TV. Who knows? Then we got the main event. We got Le Champion and Sammy Guevara going after SCU for the AEW World Tag Team Championships. SCU defending. Scorpio Sky and Kaz. Man, this was a lot of fun. And SCU really worked over Sammy Guevara. Holy cow. I think Chris Jericho should have stayed away from a little bit of the bubbly and maybe focused on this match. He's got a lot on his mind. He's got to pick bubbly, and then he's got to do memos to his people about the bubbly, and then he's also got to shop for some bubbly. His schedule's full. I get it. Le Champion has a full day. I get it. But maybe a little more communication could have helped here. Even with Jake Hagar at ringside. Good thing they had a CD out there. Christopher Daniels. Good old CD. But man, this one, I tell you, the way you watch a match go and flow and see who's beating on who and who's winning, and then who you start to wonder. It's like, oh man, are we gonna get some new tag champs here? And I saw a couple people online assuming that Sammy Guevara, of all people, was gonna take the L here, was gonna get the pin, or was gonna take the pin. Excuse me. Keeps the champ strong, keeps all the champs strong. If Sammy takes the pin, makes sense. No, that's not what we got. We got Scorpio Sky pinning the champ here. Man, did not see it ending that way. How refreshing it was to see a guy like Scorpio Sky pin the champ. Scorpio Sky pin the champ. Remember right after Chris Jericho won and he was shooting his mouth off backstage and said something to the effect of, hey, Scorpio Sky, you'll never touch this belt. He said something like that. He picked out Scorpio Sky from the crowd. are we going to get a Scorpio Sky Chris Jericho match? Because he pinned the champ. I don't know how many times I have to say it, but he pinned the champ. I'm just saying. I think we're going to get a Scorpio Sky. I don't care if it's on TV. I just want to see the match, okay? Because Scorpio Sky is freaking awesome. But that's how this episode ends. Chris Jericho is he's losing his shit. Great match, though. A lot of fun. A lot of back and forth. It was interesting to see how this one was going to go. I would have been happy with either because I was like, oh, man. The Inner Circle gets all the gold. Man, what a way to end the year, right? Sammy Guevara. I'd have been more happy, honestly, for Sammy Guevara. Man, what a stud. One of my favorites. Kid's amazing. And to be under the tutelage of a guy like Chris Jericho, man, is that kid having a hell of a year or what? So that's the episode. Let's jump back in the chat for a little bit before we wrap this up. 2K20 glitch. I know what you're talking about. Jabo computers breakdancing. Close. Too much of the bubbly. Totally. The cameraman did, yeah. Eric says, I still root for Santana and Ortiz, even though they're heels. Yeah, I do too. You know, it's great to see them on this stage. I get it. I get it. You know, they were fan favorites in Impact Wrestling, and now they're just crazy ass, you know, Puerto Rican heels on this show, man. It's it's LAX, just it's evil LAX, you know, it's crazy. I don't think I can ever boo PMP. You're supposed to boo the heels, man. No, I know I hear you. It's like when you're watching it and you're excited to see the, you know, your favorites, even if they are, and then you go to the live show, and that's when you boo them. You just kind of follow along with the crowd sometimes. Not always, but sometimes. So yeah, that's it for this one. Tremendous Fallout episode from Full Gear. I do want to go over, I know I didn't talk about the pay-per-view much, so I just want to quick go over some things here really q, some of the results, talk about each one just briefly. I know it's late. Okay, Full Gear. B. Priestley and Britt Baker. I want to say I give Britt Baker a lot of credit here. It was not the best match between those two, but Britt Baker was really freaking sick. And considering how sick she was, I felt like this was a decent match. Britt Baker comes out on top of this one, and that was when we saw Awesome Kong return, and she beats down B. Priestley and cuts her hair. That's the first of the trophies that we saw from Awesome Kong in the big return. Young Bucks versus Santana Ortiz. Santana Ortiz coming out with a win here. Tremendous win here. And then Sammy Guevara vlogging all the way to the ring. We saw that in the vlog that was released today. That was great from Sammy Guevara. By the way, folks, if you're not privy to the Sammy Guevara vlogs on YouTube, please go watch them. They are fun to watch. And it's fun to watch Sammy Guevara, you know, act like an ass, you know, but I mean, he really is a good guy. He really is. He's learning. He's a young heel. He's a young buck. He really is. The Rock and Roll Express. The Rock and Roll Express comes out after that and kind of save the Young Bucks. Ricky Morton with the suicide dive, one of the biggest pops of the evening. Absolutely sick. That was crazy. Crazy shit. Because they were at ringside. Okay. Now we got that night was the rubber match between Pac and Hangman. We talked about that. Hangman beats him with the Deadeye. Joey Janela and Shawn Spears, I got to admit, I tuned out a little bit for this one, but this was an okay match. Shawn Spears comes out with a win. Tully assisted with the spike pile driver, and he beats him with the C4. So, yeah, they really worked over Joey Janela. So, no wonder he came back in this episode. Talk about full gear fallout. No wonder he came back in this one and was all pissed off, man. He wants some revenge. So, yeah, that feud's gonna go. Where do you want to see the Joey Janela, Shawn Spears feud go? Let me know in the comments. What kind of match do you want to see? Do you want to see something hardcore like Joey Janela does, or do you want to see something maybe a little more like a cage match, maybe? We'll have to see. Because then Tully can't get in. Or can he? Food for thought. Let's see. Golden Boy. Oh, okay. Oh, this is interesting. Now, we didn't see any fallout from this, but this is interesting. So they went straight from, Joey Janela to Golden Boy backstage interviewing Kip Sabian. So Kip Sabian's back being super bad. Great to see. He's a good heel. Not a bad promo guy. Introduces someone else who is super bad in his life, Penelope Ford. So Penelope Ford is now at the side of Kip Sabian. And they're bringing Sexy back. Whew. You picture Joey Janela and Kip Sabian getting into some fights? For those of you who don't know, Penelope Ford used to be a couple with Joey Janela. And I believe they were on again, off again at the inception of AEW, but then they were off again right after that. So when they were introduced at that first press conference down in Florida outside the stadium, they were together. I believe they broke up shortly afterwards. So, yeah, a little interesting, going on there. What's next here? Oh, this match was absolutely sick. Private Party versus Lucha Brothers versus SCU. SCU came out on top. Christopher Daniels returns, looking like Pentagon. That was a cool moment. That was a cool pop. Critical Sting says after Santana shouted. Oh, wait. Oh, see, I hate that. I'm looking at this and I'm not seeing it pop up over here. After Santana shouted out Impact before BFG last month, it solidified it. Yeah. Come on, waiting for the next thing to pop up here. You're killing me, StreamYard. Critical Sting says, did you know Janela and MJF feuded over Penelope back in CZW? No, I did not know that. That is interesting. I know that MJF was champ there for a bit. Still waiting for it to come up. Damn. See? Just as I'm about to move on. There it is. Okay. Thank you, Critical Sting. Interesting. Fun facts with Critical Sting. Love that guy. So, SCU still tag champs. The return of Christopher Daniels. Next, we move on. Women's World Championship match. Rio versus Emi Sakura. Now, I understand why people complain that, the fan base saying that they maybe weren't quite into this match. I get it. They didn't do a ton of promo work behind it. But this is very simple, folks. If you don't get it, let me break it down for you really easily. Student versus teacher. They played a promo right before the match that explains the whole thing very simply. Okay, so they've been wrestling each other for what is almost, more than a big chunk of Rio's life. They've faced each other. I didn't write down the number. It was like 260 some odd times that they've faced each other. So they know each other in the ring very well. That's a given right there. So after hearing that, you know they're going to have a good match. But they zoomed in on Emi Sakura right before the match, and she was very emotional right before the match. And Sakura did great. They both did great. It was a wonderful match. Great back and forth. Teacher versus student. It's a classic tale that's not told a lot. And I think it was really done well here. Rio defends her championship successfully. Crazy action. That's one thing I wrote down here. Crazy action. It was. We get introduced to the judges before the next match. We got Dean Malenko, Arn Anderson, and the Great Muta. Great to see the Great Muta, eh? Going into the AEW World Championship match. 1 hour time limit. The judges were not needed. Chris Jericho defending against Cody Rhodes. Hell of a match. Hell of a match. I felt so bad for Cody Rhodes. Bad dive. Bad dive. I'm sure a lot of people thought that maybe he did that before the dive. I don't think so. I think that dive was he just landed wrong. It happens. Not every crash and burn in wrestling is caught perfectly or landed perfectly. Skidded his face on the ramp. We'll call it steel ramp. Because everything's made of steel in wrestling, right? Steel chair, steel table, steel kendo stick. No, I'm kidding. But he crashed and burned, scraped his face horribly on the ramp, and also hurt his ribs on the ramp, which you could see throughout the match. He was constantly grabbing his side. So, I mean, I felt like that was believable. When they replayed it in slow motion, you see his face and then his chest grinding on the ramp. It's like, okay, you know that hurts. Hell of a match, though. MJF in the corner of Cody Rhodes, Jake Hager in the corner of Chris Jericho. Man, and I tell you, okay, this was interesting. Chris Jericho celebrating his 49th birthday. The crowd screaming, "Fuck your birthday." Excalibur trying to cover it up a little bit, saying, "Hey, the crowd's wishing Chris Jericho a happy birthday." No, they're not. Hilarious. Absolutely hilarious. That pyro, though, going into this, that pyro gave me goosebumps. Of all the things that gave me goosebumps, that pyro for Cody gave me goosebumps. That entrance just wowed me, okay? Great limb work done, though, by Cody Rhodes on Chris Jericho. That's one thing I noted here. Hagar gets ejected, and MJF ends up throwing in the towel. Cody looked like he went out back with Abdul the Butcher. Yeah, he looked pretty rough. He did. That cut above his eye looked pretty bad. You saw the stitches today when he came out and attacked MJF and Jericho. So MJF throws in the towel. Cody's looking like he's in pretty bad shape. It made sense. Chris Jericho had his knee on Cody's head in a full-blown, what do you call that? The Lions. Oh, my God, I'm drawing a blank. One of his finishers. Critical Sting, fill in the blank. Lion Tamer. Thank you. Love you. Yeah, that's right. That's right. Oh, you were even wondering. No, I believe that's correct. Cody Rhodes visibly upset. He can no longer challenge for the AEW championship. He's the EVP. He can do whatever the hell he wants. A couple years from now, I'm sure we're going to see that. It'll be a big controversial thing, too. You said you were never, and he'll be like, bitch, I'm EVP. Wait for it. It's going to happen. No, but there's no reason why he can't. If they change his mind and change the rules, whatever, I don't care. Cody deserves to be champ. He's just damn awesome. Somewhere down the road, we'll see it. But MJF then turns on Cody, low blows him, and we get the full heel turn, awaited by so many of MJF. And then we saw that tonight on the Fallout on Dynamite. Tremendous. Been waiting because I know how good MJF is. MJF is going to be champ someday in this company. He's good beyond his years. It's friggin' ridiculous how good this kid is. And he's so young. This kid should not be this good yet. He's a diamond in the rough. Totally. Great ending, though. Great ending. They had you wondering, though, if Cody was going to win. Great match, though. Chris Jericho successfully defends it. Then we have the unsanctioned match. I talked about that a little bit earlier. The unsanctioned lights out match between Kenny Omega and Jon Moxley. They didn't do much of turning out the lights. They left some of the lights on. I thought they were supposed to turn all the lights out. They didn't. Whatever. I thought it was great. It was really interesting. Probably a horrible choice of words, interesting, but what what a scumbag. Oh, that's great. What a scumbag. True. It was crazy to see Kenny Omega in this kind of match. I'll repeat it for those who didn't hear me earlier. Kenny Omega is known for those Okada matches, the long, hour-long bout machine. The term. Thank you. Because someone came up with it earlier and reminded me what it's called. The bout machine. So seeing Kenny get the barbed wire, get all bloody, both of them getting dragged through the grass. The grass? Wow. The glass. Dragged through the glass. They pulled out, with the exception of, not busting light tubes over each other. I think that's where the company would have been like, no, you're not using light tubes, because that is known to be very poisonous and very dangerous. So, glass, chairs, tables, the barbed wire, crazy. Chains, the chain wrestling, great chain wrestling with that gigantic golden chain. Wait for it. But yeah, some of it was crazy. Some of it was actually very uncomfortable to watch. Like dragging through the glass was probably one of the most uncomfortable things. I think I remember, because I was pretty tuned in. I'm sitting like this watching this, and then some of that stuff happened, and I was just like, oh, you just sit back and you're just, oh man, because I mean, I've watched a lot of hardcore stuff. It's not my cup of tea, but I'll watch it depending on who's doing what. But man, it's some of that shit did make you feel uncomfortable. It was just bonkers. Um, I don't think anybody, thought that Kenny had a chance in hell to win this one. Mox comes out with a definitive win here. That last crash and burn after stripping the mat and everything off the stripping the ring mat and all that, and Kenny's crash and burn, leaving that black eye. I don't know if that black eye in the beginning promo was real. That looked kind of, I don't know. Was that real? We'll have to wait and see. But that was pretty dark. It was pretty dark and looked pretty evenly circular. I would think a crash and burn like that would leave a different mark, but he covered up his face when he landed, so maybe it's legit. Who knows? I'm sure it's going to leave some kind of mark. But yeah, great pay-per-view. I'd say this is probably one of my more favorite ones. Had a little bit of everything. Great tag team stuff, crazy hardcore stuff. And I don't think they're going to do this hardcore stuff all the time. I think, Mox wanted to get some of this, batshit crazy stuff out of his system. The company said, fine, go do it, but we're not doing this all the time. I don't think AEW wants to be known for that. I think they want to be a good alternative with damn good wrestling. The in-ring stuff, that's where they want to be the big change in what you're seeing out there. And what people are the people that are changing the channel and want something different, they're watching this. Or they're tuning in again. They're tuning in again because they turned away from companies like the WWE. So, but yeah, tremendous pay-per-view. I loved it. Took me forever to watch it because the weekend was just cuckoo. But hey, great stuff. Great follow-up match. Thank you all for tuning in. And by all means, let me know what you thought of. I know I kind of buzzed through this quickly, but we're going on an hour and a half here. So I wanted to just quickly touch on it because I didn't do a full review of it like I wanted to. So, but it deserved to be talked about. So nonetheless, thank you so much, folks, for tuning in. Don't forget to smash that like button, smash that sub button, and ring that bell for notifications so that you know when more of my content hits your screen. Please, folks, take a moment. The Google Doc is in the description. Vote for J-Bone and smash this podcast. Well, J-Bone's not in it. Smash this podcast best solo. First category nominated ever for anything. Been doing this 6 years, folks. Would appreciate the vote. And then vote for my boys, the Total Nonstop Impact podcast for everything and anything else. Please. I think we have a damn good chance. Got a nice little hardcore fan base going on. Make that vote count. Let's win some shit this year, eh? All right. Thanks for tuning in, folks. Much love. Have a great night. We out of here.